Today is Monday, Parashat Matot and Masei. Actually, this coming Shabbat, we're going to be reading two parashiot, Parashat Matot and Parashat Masei. Parashat Matot opens with the subject of vows, Nedarim. Actually, there's a whole Masechet in the Gemara that is dedicated to the subject of Nedarim, of vows. The subject of vows is a very important subject in the sense that when a person makes a commitment, a vow, let's say he made a neder to refrain from a certain fruit, that fruit becomes forbidden to him as if it was non-kosher food. Why? Because he created a reality through the expression of that vow. When man was created, when Hashem created Adam Arishon, he gave him the ability to speak. That ability to speak is something that is very spiritual, something that connects us with Hashem. And the power of speech, actually, with words, you can heal, you can uplift the spirit of someone who's down just by a compliment, you can teach Torah with words and give an incredible chesed to that person by teaching him words of Torah or wisdom. And on the other hand, with words, a person can kill, a person can hurt the feelings of another person, a person can destroy through Lashon Hara, it can be very destructive of the peace amongst people. There's a lot of things that the power of speech can do, either the positive or the negative. But the parasha of this week opens with the idea of vows. When a person makes a vow, a commitment, he has to fulfill it. The person is not allowed to transgress whatever he committed to, and not to make his word, should not make his words profane by not fulfilling what he committed to, by saying that vow. But Torah gives us also a way how we can annul vows. And a vow cannot be annulled by himself for the vow that he made. Once he made a commitment, he has two choices. Either to go to a hacham, to a wise Torah scholar who knows about how to be undoing the neder, and that hacham, through questions, can find a petach. Petach is an opening. For instance, did you know that refraining from such a fruit that you committed to refrain from is something? Did you know that that fruit has a certain vitamin that you would be beneficial to you? Oh no, I didn't know. Okay, then if you had known, you would have not made the neder. So the neder is void and null, as if it never existed. That's one way. The other way is to go in front of three people, like we do Atarat Nedarim before Rosh Hashanah, and also Kal Nidre of Kippur just before we start the prayer. Those three people are people that constitute a sort of rabbinic court, and the rabbinic court can cancel the vow that a person made. The person himself cannot void and nullify his own vow, but a court of three people, or a hacham, a wise Torah scholar, have the power to undo the vow as if it never happened. The other possibility that is brought in the beginning of the parasha is a husband with his wife. If there are certain types of vows that have to do between them, or certain types of vows, Masechet Nedarim goes into more details in terms of what types of vows, but there's certain vows that if a husband hears the vow, he has one day, you could say like 24 hours, according to one opinion, or that day itself that he hears it, to cancel the vow, to say no, the vow is void and null, and the vow would be nullified. Also, a father can nullify the vow of his daughter when she's between the age of 12 and 12 years and 6 months. That 6-month period, the father has the right to cancel the vow of his daughter. But the person himself can never cancel his own vow by saying, I regretted it. He can regret it, but he'll have to do it in front of a court of three people. And those three people have the power through their speech to say that the vow is void and nullified. By that statement, they've undone the vow. The difference between the cancellation of a vow through a court or through a chacham as compared to one that a father or a husband nullifies the vow is when a court or three or a hacham nullify the vow as if it never existed. It's oker, it uproots the vow as if never was there. But when a father or husband nullified the vow, it's only from that point forward, as if the vow was in effect up to that point, and then from that point forward it becomes nullified. It's very advisable many times that when a person says a commitment or makes a statement that could be understood as a vow, to say beli neder. Beli neder is I'm not making a neder, because once a person makes that neder, that commitment, that vow, it's sort of over his head until he fulfills it. And it's not just in terms of vows, but also any commitment that a person would make to other people that he interacts with, and or even a commitment of a donation to a synagogue or to an organization, a pledge. A person should try to make every effort to pay it as quickly as possible, and to make sure that he doesn't forget, because once that commitment has been made, it hangs in the air until it fulfills it. And this is the first subject of the first parasha that we're going to be reading this Shabbat. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.